Hello, and welcome back to Habitual. So good to have you. Today we have a low back flow just to loosen it up, or if you have had some low back pain, doing this flow consistently should help your low back feel better. Let's go ahead and start on our knees. So rock back onto your heels, hands come onto your thighs, and just rub your thighs, massaging them, maybe squeeze down to the tops of your knees and back up. And then tuck your pelvis under, sit up nice and tall through your spine, as if a string's pulling through the crown of your head, stretching you up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders forward, up towards your ears, and down your back. Inhale, roll your shoulders forwards, up towards your ears, and down your back. Inhale, right hand comes up overhead, left palm plants on the mat beside you. And switch, right palm plants on the mat beside you, left hand comes up overhead to the right side of the room, finding a side body stretch here. As your right arm lifts up overhead, feel the stretch between each of your ribs on the right side of your rib cage, and then inhale through center, exhale, plant your right palm, left palm comes up overhead. Inhale through center, both hands come up overhead, and swing them back behind you, clasping your hands together, pulling your shoulders down your back, puffing your chest up towards the ceiling. Chin is still slightly tucked. Find a chest opener here, an upper back bend. And exhale, hands come around, fingertips come to touch, arching your back like a cat. And then come onto your hands and knees. Inhale, open up, cat-cow. Exhale, come into cat. Tuck your chin under, tuck your pelvis, find a high back. Inhale, cow. Throat opens up towards the front of the room, and exhale, cat. Inhale, open up for cow. And exhale, neutral spine. Take your knees back about 6 inches so you're in an assisted high plank. So assisted high plank just means your knees are on the mat, your shoulders are over your wrists, fingertips are stretching out nice and wide, keeping your wrists active during this posture. Take your hips to the right side, dropping your right hip towards the mat, and then swing through center so your left hip comes towards the mat. Send it back to the left heel. Shift over to the right heel and come forward, shifting right, left, heel, heel, finding these circles, little honey hips, lubricating your low spine, getting some nice movement in near your sacrum on both sides of your hip. And switch directions, left hip goes down first, switches over to the right side, come back to your right heel and then to your left heel. Left hip comes down, right hip comes back, shift to the left. Moving through this, shoulder blades are going down your back. Breaths are nice and long. And send your hips back for child's pose. In your child's pose, keep your forehead flat on the mat. And then inhale, shift forward onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands under your shoulders, toes tucked under. Neck is nice and long. Exhale, send your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up, three-legged dog. Bring your knee in towards your nose on an exhale for cheetah. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, cheetah, knee to nose. Bring your right foot all the way through. Drop your left knee down, untuck your left toes. Hands come up overhead, sending your hips forward. Anjayasana. Got a beautiful bend in your back here. Both hips are pulling forward, square, so you're not opening up to the left side. Both hips are pointing to the front of the room. Exhale, hands come down by your side. Open up for half splits. Toes come back towards your forehead and walk forward. Coming into that Anjayasana, heel toe your right foot out to the wide edge of your mat. and rock onto the knife edge, the outer edge of your right foot, opening up the right hip. Here you can even take your right hand to the top inside of your right knee and press your chest away, opening up to the right side of your room. And exhale, bring it back underneath you, heel to your foot under your chest, tuck your left toes under, pressing up for a low runner's lunge. Inhale, hands up overhead, high crescent. And exhale, open up to the right side of the room. Take your gaze back to the right hand. Then right hand comes down to your left hamstring. Left hand up overhead, gaze goes with your left hand. Windmill your arms forward, plant into the mat, step back through cheetah into three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward into a high plank. Drop your knees down, send your hips back, child's pose. Inhale, roll forward, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, cheetah, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, cheetah, knee to nose. Step your left foot through. Untuck your right toes. Plant your right knee on the mat. Hands up overhead, Anjasana. And exhale, hands come down to the mat. Walk back into a seated half splits. Toes coming back towards your forehead. And inhale, walk forward, heel toe your left foot out to the outer edge of the mat. Let your left foot rock onto the knife edge of your foot, that outer edge, and your knee falls out towards the side. You can take your left hand to the top of your left knee and press away from it. Or if you'd like, you can take your left hand back behind you and find the top of your right leg. Take whichever variation feels lovely to you today. Then plant your left foot, heel to your left foot under your chest. Tuck your right foot under. Inhale, hands up overhead, high crescent lunge. Exhale, send your left hand back and your right hand forward. Take your left hand down to the top of your right hamstring. And windmill your arms forward, coming down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Drop your knees wide as the mat, bring your toes together, send it back, child's pose. Shift forward, coming onto your hands and knees, cross your feet, rock onto your back. Bringing your knees in towards your chest for Vipassana, forehead in towards your knees. And release your head down to the mat, rocking side to side. Massage out your low back. And then lift your feet up into the air. Bring your knees out wider than your body, bending at your knee. Take your hands to the outside edges of your feet for happy baby. Keep your low back planted into the mat here. Breathe air and space into your groin. And exhale, release any tension. Inhale, breathe space into your groin, inner thigh area. Exhale, release any tension. One big inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees back together. Plant your feet down on the mat. Hands come out to the side. Palms down towards the mat. Just windshield wipe your knees to the left side. Both fall over to the left. And then the right leg comes through. Left follows over to the right side. Left leads and right follows over to the left. And one last one. Right leads, left comes and follows. Plant both feet down on the mat. Grab onto your knees with your hands and rock forwards and backwards, coming into a seated position. That is it for our low back flow. I hope your back feels nice and massaged out, like you took some time to give it some care. Thank you for joining. If you would like, you can stack this video on with other videos. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining Habitual. Cheers.